So the interview that you guys are about to watch is my interview with celebrity makeup artist Sam Fine that I conducted with him at the makeup show, which was on Sunday, March the 3rd. And it was such an honor to have a chance to chat with him. We didn't get a long time to talk, but we were kind of short on time, so I tried to ask really general questions that he had space to answer. It was just like talking to an old friend, like somebody that I already knew before. Thank you again so much, Sam Fine, for taking the time out of your busy schedule to sit down and do an interview with me. So without further ado, here is my interview with the amazing celebrity makeup artist, Sam Fine. What was your inspiration behind your Sam Fine for Fashion Fair line?
Wow. When I became a creative makeup director at Fashion Fair about a year and a half ago, it gave me an opportunity to look at the line and think about the different things that I could add to it and kind of assess the line. And the things that they didn't have, they had great eyeshadows, but they didn't have quads. They didn't have different formulas. So, when they told me that, Sam, you're going to get your own collection, my first, as Fashion Fair celebrates its 40th anniversary, it was a big deal for me. And so I wanted to do things that would engage the current consumer as well as be a great addition to the people who love my work.
Right.
So I wanted to do something, really that was strong in color, strong in pigment. So I did 8 lipsticks, 2 quads. And the great thing about the quads, aside from the great pigment, is that there's a matte shadow in it, there's a shimmering shadow, there's color, but there's different textures. And so that's really important because I always say makeup's a personality. So it's important for everyone to be able to experience it their way.
While creating this line, what was something that was like, wow, when it comes to creating like a makeup line? What was fun? What was like, I can't believe it?
The funniest thing about creating this makeup line, Sam Fine for Fashion Fair, the Supreme Color Collection, was really doing the boxes.
Really?
It's the weirdest thing. For me, it was, and I went on press and I was able to see, when they embossed the lettering, the gold lettering into this dark molten brown box, and that really made it real for me. I think the packaging, you have to realize I deal with makeup every day.
Right.
And so, I know great brown eyeshadows, I know great green eyeshadows and wonderful lipsticks. I mean, of course it's wonderful going into the lab. This isn't my first time creating a makeup brand or consulting on one. It's the first time I have my name on it though.
Right.
So that was really fun, but I have to say the components, the boxes, that really made it real for me.
Right. Do you have a signature Sam Fine look? And if so, what products can we buy so we can try to recreate your signature look? Or what products from your brand can we use to recreate your look?
It's funny because I taught a keynote address at the makeup show yesterday, and it's so wonderful to hear what people tell you your signature look is. And I'm just doing me.
Right.
So when people tell me that I have a signature eyebrow or my contour and highlighting is a signature feature to the celebrities that I work on, it's an honor. It's really sweet because I'm just doing me. I'm just signing my name in the way I know how, and that's what shows up.
Right.
In my work. I have to say that when you create a collection, you're always thinking. Well, I'm always thinking about the things that I've done in the past on Iman, on Vanessa Williams, on Tyra, on Monique. So of course that creeps in when you're creating colors.
Right.
So if you're thinking about getting a look, whether it's a dark lip, one of my favorites, African Violet, you got to check it out. Cognac, to nudes that
Moroccan
really,
Spice.
See, that's what I'm saying. So there are really some great colors in here,
right.
And also things that I wanted to experiment and that I wanted to see in the marketplace for myself. So, Pink Parfait, which is featured in our ads on a beautiful model, Fatima Saeed, it was something that I wanted to see in the market, you know, and things that you will see me use. So there's some classic things, you know, using the eyeshadows, and of course, you know, I have to say, there's a brown and a Malfi Coast in the compact that is so deep and so rich that even on someone like, you know, brown skin like Iman, it really shows up beautifully, because I don't always want to use a black or gray. You know, I really want a brown, a warm brown. So things like that. For me, I think that that's the wonderful part of makeup artists doing cosmetic lines, because you know, you can't help but create a collection that speaks to the work that you do. So of course you're going to see this wonderful golden highlighter that I use underneath the brow, and rich dark browns and blues and purples that I think will work on brown skin, which sometimes I have to say, you know, I can't always find in the marketplace.
So what makes your makeup line, like you kind of touched on it a little bit, but what makes your makeup line unique compared to other ones?
You know, when you're developing a cosmetic line, the first thing I think as a makeup artist, I'm like, okay, what's going to make this special? And what makes it special really is the formula. For me, I fought, you know, for months, you know, adjusting lipstick formulas with the right balance of moisture and the right balance of pigment. And it's very challenging. I mean, of course, I've gone to Chanel and seen a lip shade that looks like African Violet, but it don't pay off like Sam Fine.
I heard that.
So the idea is that, you know, a lot of people are scared of pigment, scared of color, scared of payoff. And I think that's what the wonderful thing about makeup artist lines is, that you have an opportunity to put all of these things into one collection. And that's really what you know, makes this collection special.
Yes, it is definitely special. But for my final question, so what would the Sam Fine, the 2013 Sam Fine, say to the 17-year-old that left Chicago and went to New York? Like, what would you look back and say to yourself?
You know, my advice to any aspiring makeup artist, you know, as I reflect on my career when I started in '89, you know, I didn't have the advantages that these kids have today. You know, I wish there was a blogger who could sit with me and do an interview with Kevin Aquan and I could watch it on YouTube. I wish that there was a DVD. I wish that there were books. And there were. But the amount of opportunity that exists today to communicate with people you know and love. I'm always on Twitter. I'm always on Instagram. I'm always on my Facebook fan page. So there's no excuse today for not having the resources, or being able to Google makeup artists and Google makeup artist agencies to reach out to them, you know, and say, I'd like to assist someone, or, you know, I want to be a part of your makeup team. These are things that are so important today. And so there's so many more resources, and it's a wonderful opportunity. And if you're not utilizing those opportunities, then shame on you.
Shame on me. But I'm utilizing those, so. Exactly.
Yes, you are. And I mean, honestly, it's important to assist. It's important to, you know, develop your work and practice. You've got to put the fear aside and go out there and get your no.
Yes. All right. Well, that wraps it up for my interview with the great celebrity makeup artist, Sam Fine for Fashion Fair. Check him out. And thank you so much, Sam Fine, for doing this interview. And God bless you.
My pleasure.
Thank you.